Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Fantastic Four villain, Dragon Man. This is a deluxe oversized figure. It's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. I got this guy for two reasons. Number one, he just looks badass. Number two, honestly, I'm going to put him with my Gargoyles NECA collection. I think that'll be awesome. So let's take a look at the packaging. So you can see the top, Marvel Fantastic Four, Dragon Man by Hasbro. Here's the front, and you can see the Fantastic Four in the background. Pretty cool effect. One side of the package, Fantastic Four, Dragon Man. Other side, same thing. At the bottom, there's his barcode, if it helps anybody. And on the back side, here's the figure. Looks like we have some different display options. Looking great. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all the accessories laid out. It's a pretty big, massive, oversized deluxe figure. He's got two different sets of wings, stretched out and relaxed. He's got a removable tail, 4 interchangeable hands, a book, and some glasses. Before I load all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is Dragon Man. His real name is Draconis. He's an android created by Professor Gregson Gilbert. When he first made Dragon Man, he made him to sort of fill the void after a family died. And when he completed him, it was unable to bring it to life. An alchemist named Diablo paid him a visit and combined science and alchemy and brought the Dragon Man to life. Dragon Man only has a rudimentary intelligence, and he's very powerful, so he gets manipulated into sort of villainous acts over and over again. He's a pretty large figure, and personally got him to fit into my Gargoyles collection, but he's a little bit bigger than I anticipated. And that's really no problem for me. He's awesome. The bigger the better. So let's take a closer look. Now, he's sort of more of a dragon than a traditional gargoyle. And that's why he's called a Dragon Man. A dragon and a man standing on his 2 feet. Now look at his head. Purple skin. Yellow sort of demon eyes. He's got sort of beak-like mouth. Pointed ears. Sort of little horn type things. Articulated jaw, and I love it. Look inside there, it looks fantastic. You can see teeth on the top. Very nice detail. He's got sort of scales, good texturing along his back and across his shoulders. Some more little bumpy, spiky type things on his forearm. It looks like it is double jointed elbows and double jointed knees. You can see where his tail is going to plug in, as well as his wings. And I love that he has 2 different sets. His head is pretty big, pretty large in the back. A little bit of sort of vein type things coming out there. Small little shorts. He's got 3 toes on either foot with the claws and 4 fingers on either hand. I like him. I like him a lot. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Excellent sculpt. Excellent paint job. Really pleased with what I'm looking at. And then, here's the figure, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories. And let's start off with his hands. He has a total of 4 hands, 2 left hands, and 2 right hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. And here he is with his open, grabbing, or possibly gripping hands. And now for his wings, he has 2 sets of wings. A relaxed pair in the middle, and an outstretched pair on the sides. You're telling me that Hasbro handled the wing situation better than NECA did, and NECA is an expert at gargoyles. They make fantastic gargoyle figures, but did not make a very good choice of wings. And yes, in their defense, this guy is considerably more expensive than a NECA gargoyle figure. Here's the Dragon Man with his outstretched wings. Looks fantastic and massive. And then, with his relaxed wings, the wings are folded up, takes a lot less space. This is how it'd be if he was indoors versus gliding through the city. And these are the wings that we all wanted with the NECA Gargoyles figures. They gave us cloaked wings and outstretched wings, but no relaxed wings like these. Now to look at his tail. It's a pretty large tail. It's got some tiny little sort of spikes on top. Fantastic scaling and texturing. It's got little holes there to allow it to breathe on both the top and the bottom. There's a bendy wire, so you can take different sort of poses. And that's how it's going to connect to his rear end. Here's the Dragon Man with the tail attached. Now it helps him stand up, but to tell you the truth, his feet are flat and he stands up without that, no problem. Now, it does make him take a lot of space. You see it goes several inches to the back, and if that's a problem, just sort of use a bendy wire, put it to the side, and it's still going to take a lot of room, but a little bit less this way. And I imagine that there's going to be a lot of people that will simply put him on the shelf without his tail altogether. And then for its final accessories, we have a book and a pair of glasses. Book looks pretty good, has detail on the inside. On the outside it says Future Foundation. And then we have these glasses. There's no sort of side parts, just going to sit on his nose. Here's the Dragon Man with those glasses on. They don't lock into place, they simply literally just balance onto his nose. And then here, holding onto his book, which he also doesn't really hold that well, just sort of bounces into his hand like that. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, let's check out his height, and he is enormous. From bottom to the top of his head, standing about 10.5 inches tall, which is going to translate to about 26.5 centimeters. And now for his articulation. Starting with his head, of course, it can rotate side to side. He can look up, about that much straight ahead, down a good amount as well. Can't really tilt his head, at least not very much from side to side, a little bit. He has the articulated jaw, love it. His wings are also articulated. They can rotate up and down, and they're also hinged to go back and forth. Very nice. Shoulders on a ball joint goes out about 90 degrees. Up, down, around. He's got butterfly joints here, forward and back motion. Bicep cut. Double jointed elbows, and they are really, really tight. There's part of it going in, and there's the other part. His wrists can rotate, and it's hinged as well. Ball joint his torso. Rotate around. Forward and back. Nothing in the waist. Legs complete as splits. Sort of peg and ball joints. They go forward about that far. Back, not much. He's got a thigh cut. Double jointed knees. Like I said, very tight. His ankle, forward and back. Tilt rock. No real rotation, you get that in the thigh. Toe articulation. And then his tail kind of goes up and down. You can rotate around, and it has a bendy wire for posing, and also helpful for balancing. Here's a look at the Dragon Man in an aggressive pose in my sort of castle-type diorama. Here's Goliath approaching the Dragon Man. I do not care where you came from, brother. I would like you to come back to the clock tower and join our clan. Goliath brings the Dragon Man back to the clock tower. There are so few of them left. He's happy to find another gargoyle. Here's Goliath introducing the Dragon Man to the rest of the clan. In my universe, the Dragon Man is going to be a long-lost gargoyle that joined their clan. I really hope NECA finds a way to release that Coldstone figure. Now let's check them out. Next to some of their action figures, starting off with some gargoyle figures. Here's the Dragon Man, next to Goliath from Gargoyles. This NECA Goliath figure is a pretty tall figure, probably about 8 inches. And man, the Dragon Man is way bigger than I thought he would be. Still pretty cool. Dragon Man might be a good base for the custom big giant mutated clone creature from Season 3. Here's the Dragon Man with the original Manhattan clan from Gargoyles. Add in Elisa and Angela, and you have the clan as it was at the end of the series. Hopefully he can resist the lies of Demona, Xanatos, and Thalog, the evil villains. Next, here he is with Xanatos in his Steel Clan armor, as well as a Steel Clan robot. Now let's check him out, next to some other recent Hasbro Marvel Legends figures that I've gotten. Here he is, next to Tombstone, Logan, Bloodstorm, and Professor X. And here he is with the Spider-Man Gameverse, Kingpin, and Black Cat. Then, with Spider-Man, No Way Home, the Lizard. And finally, with the Joe Fixit and Patch 2-pack. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a Hasbro Marvel Legends figure, they're typically the 6-inch scale. And even though he's over 10 inches tall, he's part of a 6-inch scale action figure line. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of these smaller action figure lines I collect, and work my way larger. But first, let's check him out with some of his Marvel Legends brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figures, all from Hasbro Marvel Legends, all 6-inch scale. And now, with some Jazzwares Fortnite figures and SH Figure Arts action figures, here's the Dragon Man next to a bag of pretzels. And here he is with some Mafex and Mattel DC figures. Then, with both some Jazzwares and Mattel wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and NECA figures. Next, with some DC Direct and McFarlane toys. And finally, with some Diamond Select toys and Jakks Pacific wrestling figures. So overall, I think it's a really cool and fun figure. I must confess, I'm really not familiar with Dragon Man in any way, shape, or form from the comics, but the figure caught my attention, and I'm glad I bought him. It's going to be cool for my Gargoyles collection, for generic monsters. I could see Constantine or Etrigan fighting this guy, using him as a generic monster, demon, or magical being. His accessories are pretty cool. I love the different pair of wings. I love the way they're articulated. Everything works exactly as it's supposed to be. If I had to rate this guy, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. It's a fun figure. It's a big, giant, deluxe, oversized figure, and I think I'll be able to put him into a ton of different scenarios. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.